Okay, so hi everyone. This is the review of episode 15, Sisterhood of season 7, Once Upon a Time. Let's go ahead and get started. This is Ivy's final episode. This was pretty much tying all the loose ends for Ivy's storyline, as well as Anastasia's. The only people, I guess, from the Cinderella story is Cinderella herself that's left. Lady Tremaine was killed. The two sisters have left. So that's, Cinderella is tied up so far. I guess now we just need to do Gothel and Alice and Tiana and Facilia's story. That needs to be tied up character-wise. This episode also revealed who the witch killer is. So let's see. Ivy, I think Ivy's story was tied up pretty nicely in a nice little bow. She reconciled with her sister Anastasia. Anna was, I guess, there was this whole thing with Facilia who was trying to get Anna's powers to get the dagger, and it ended up being Ivy chose the right path and decided not to do that. Gothel showed up too, and Gothel tried to taint Anastasia's heart. That didn't work, and the sister, Ivy had said, oh, sisterhood, the bond between sisters cannot be broken, that type of thing. I thought that was nice. That was all in the present day storyline. That was all really nice scenes between the two sisters. They had the lantern show up again. I liked that they reconciled, in that I think Ivy genuinely feels ashamed and sorry for the things that she's caused, particularly with the curse. I wish we could have more with Ivy to feel like that, to be redeemed. I think they kind of gave her kind of like an instant redemption arc. I think she was well on her way of earning a real one, but they kind of just were like, okay, we're just gonna redeem her and be over and done with it. I like when a redemption arc is, length, it's taken time. It's over the course of several episodes, or movies, or books, or, whatever form you're looking at a redemption arc in. Like the Killian Jones had a redemption arc over the course of 4 seasons that he was on, that type of thing, and, who else? Most of the, like, Rumple's been going on a redemption arc as well. His is debatable, but I felt like they could have done more with Ivy's redemption. But also I felt like, as a villain, she was a weaker villain. Her motives and even her powers were kind of weak. So I guess her redemption arc would be weak as well. I definitely think they could have done more with her, but I think I feel like they don't know which villain to pick. They had Lady Tremaine and Ivy and Facilier and Gothel. It's getting confusing. We also saw in the past Ivy became friends with Hansel. Right, Hansel and Gretel. Hansel. No, Gretel? Oh shoot. Gretel. Sorry. Gretel. Gretel's the girl. Gretel. Duh. Hansel's the boy. In this version of Hansel and Gretel, one became a witch, and the other one apparently is against magic, supposedly, is what she was saying. And it looks like her and Ivy were going to be friends, and of course they had them betray each other because of Gothel. That was kind of silly. I thought they could have been really good friends. I guess, one had to die type of thing. Of course, it's also a little annoying to have another version of Hansel and Gretel when we already had a version of Hansel and Gretel. I want new characters, like, not last episode, but the episode before, Night Brook. No, wait, what was that episode called? I forgot already. Nightfall. They had Captain Ahab, who's from Moby Dick. That was nice. They mentioned Maui. That was nice as well. I want new characters. I knew we were getting, version 2 of the Cinderella characters, but in Rapunzel and Alice. But, I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that we got Hansel and Gretel. But it would have been nice for a new character. But I did enjoy the kind of, I guess, the spark of friendship. I just, was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be one that was gonna last. But again, the stuff in the past is kind of boring, to be honest. Compared to the stuff in the present, I thought that, Ivy getting to be redeemed, I think, was a little more interesting than seeing her how she joined the coven. I feel like that could have been done earlier in her storyline, but I guess they just wanted to cover all the bases and wrap up Ivy's storyline, which it was. Ivy's storyline is wrapped. I don't think there's anything more they could do with her as of right now. I mean, I feel like if they really wanted to do more, they probably could have. But as of now, they've pretty much wrapped it up. I guess, maybe having her... They did in an episode where she talked to Jacinda and Henry. I would have liked for her to see them when they're not cursed and have said sorry. But that's just me. I feel like because they have been cancelled, that they have to try and wrap as many things up as they can. So this is one way of doing that. That's pretty much most of the episode is Ivy's story, and again, it was wrapped up very nicely. I really enjoyed Rumple in this episode. He's finally, getting... We haven't really seen Rumple do much, but because they've hinted at Anna being the guardian, Anastasia being the guardian, I really like that Rumple let her go, and let her go off and have her happy ending with Ivy. That's the Rumple I would have been rooting for, as a character. Like, I would have been behind him, I could say, oh, he is redeeming himself. That Rumple. Because I feel like, through the first 6 seasons, Rumple was good and then bad and good and then bad. He kept going back and forth. It was annoying. This Rumple, I can get behind as someone that's redeeming himself. I really like it. I really like that, he seems to have finally learned the lessons that Bella was teaching him. And I really like that Rumple. Why couldn't he have been around for, 5 seasons ago, type of thing. But that scene was great. I really enjoyed that scene. It was nice. That was, I think, one of my favorite scenes in the episode. And then the next part is Operation Romance. Regina has Lucy try and set up Henry with friends, who is Captain Hook and Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk, or Nick, I believe he's called. That was cute. I like the scenes in the bar where they're, being nerdy. I think they're nice, lighthearted scenes for, kind of all the, the drama of the murders and things like that have been going on. It's nice to have some fun, quiet moments, some humorous scenes like that. I enjoyed those scenes as well. I love getting to see Henry be a geek. It's nice. And, fits his character very well. It's who he is. It's part of his charm. I think it's weird, though, that Captain Hook is apparently his best friend, because there's a version of Captain Hook who's his stepfather. I like seeing Henry bond with family members, but this is kind of odd, because, you know what I mean? It's like, but, he's your stepdad in one part of the world, and now he's your best friend. I understand, as a cursed persona, it, works kind of like Mary Margaret and Emma back in season 1. But, they're hinting at it, in the Enchanted Forest, they were best friends too. Like, what? And of course, big reveal, Jack's the one that's the witch killer. So, Henry's other best friend is a killer. That's nice. Poor Henry can't seem to find friends that aren't, friends that aren't related to him or apparently killers. I feel bad for him. I hope he gets a new friend. Maybe he can. I kind of wish they'd made him friends with somebody else. Who am I thinking of? I don't know. I'll figure it out who he should have been friends with. But that kind of sucks for Henry. His friend's a killer. But I thought, at least we now know who the killer is, and I feel like that storyline is going to be tied up in episode Breadcrumbs. That's next week's episode. I will be watching it. I will get that review up that weekend for sure, or I'll try a family coming down, so I guess we'll see. This episode was okay overall. Tied up Ivy's storyline. It did its job in that regard, and it revealed who the killer is. It kept that storyline going, so that one can be tied up at least. So yeah, it was okay. It was pretty good. And I guess I'll see you in the next week's episode review. Bye.